Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Decladerm.
Guys, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. We have a new product to talk about today, Decladerm, and that's why I'm joined by Casey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks so much for having me.
I'm excited to learn more about Decladerm. I was reading a little bit because I'm very intrigued. I want to do some preventative stuff with my neck, but this also can help people that are already seeing signs of aging to their necks, right?
You are exactly right. And I love that you said you want to already try it to start preventing, because here's another term to add with that whole turkey neck. Like, we've all heard the turkey neck term, right? But it's also called tech neck because we all do it. We have our phones with us all day. We're working from our phones, not just being on social. And it's starting to give us that, signs of that tech neck or turkey neck. So we all need a little help with a product like Decladerm. It's a neck firming cream. So you want to apply on the neck, the chest, and that décolleté, and it goes to work for you at night. So it really is that extra little help to give us that confidence that we need as we start to age.
And I feel like it's such an easy thing to add to your routine because you're already doing your skincare routine every day. Just put some on your neck and it will look better. And how soon do you start seeing results?
So we had a clinical survey, we had women, and we saw results as early as 2 weeks.
Wow.
So really we say, give it a chance. Do it the full month, 60 days, 90 days and beyond, because one of the great things is it's a product that once it goes to work, the results get better and better over time. So I challenge everybody, take your photo on day 1 and day 30, even if it's just the before and after comparison for yourself. You don't want anybody else to see it, but just keep it on your phone. Day 1, day 30, and day 60, because my mom is famous for not taking the before photo. She's like, that is not going to work. And then she always tells me, I wish I would have taken that before photo. So give it a try.
It's so satisfying too, just to see the little changes that happen. But I'm a little curious too as to what is in Decladerm that makes it so powerful.
Okay, I'm so glad you asked. So really think of it like a trifecta. So the first ingredient is that retinol. We've all heard of retinol, maybe even used it. Think of it like that boxer. It's gonna box out those wrinkles. Then they have an ingredient called bakuchiol. It's a newer ingredient. It's a plant-based ingredient. It is there to help stimulate collagen and smooth the skin. Then they were really smart. They said, hey, we're battling the wrinkles with the retinol, but sometimes folks can be sensitive with retinol. So they added in hyaluronic acid. That's going to bring the moisture to the forefront to really hydrate the skin. So really they were smart with adding in all 3 of those ingredients to help combat, that sensitive kind of delicate skin area.
Very plumping too.
Yes, you totally said it. You can see with our before and afters, like you can really do a lot for the face, makeup and sunscreen and injections, but what can you do for the neck? You really can't do a whole lot. So that's why Decladerm really is ahead of its time.
I love it. Okay, well, if somebody is watching right now, they want to see those before and afters, or they want to learn more, try it for themselves. How can they do that?
So we've got more on our website, lots of good before and afters and more testimonies. It's decladerm.com. So we've all bought those products where we get them, we used it for a month, it didn't work, and we just throw it in our drawer. We give you guys that 60-day money back guarantee. So try it, and if you're not fully satisfied, you can send it back. There's a special just for your viewers if they go online or call. And really we want you guys to take that challenge, take that before and after photo, and you'll be really impressed.
So here's what people don't tell you. They don't tell you that once you turn 50, your neck starts to get wrinkles.
Extra skin here. Very, very saggy.
Like crepe paper, and just a loose skin.
Very bad crepey neck that I was always very self-conscious of.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by Decladerm.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, we're having a beautiful day today on Living Local Carolina. I'm joined by Kim in the studio, and you are from Be Empowered. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Okay, tell me all about what you guys do.
So Be Empowered Worldwide is an organization created to help girls and women walk in emotional wellness. And we do this in 3 ways. We offer education products, wellness products, and advocacy.
Where did you see that there was a need for an organization like this?
So the organization started about 12 years ago. I owned a child care facility.
Oh, cool.
And the mothers normally were the single mothers, because we had a lot of underprivileged children or children who were socioeconomically challenged. I don't know how to be politically correct there, but and we found that they needed more than just child care. They sometimes needed someone to help them to speak up for things that weren't right, maybe in their housing, or to help them work through problems with getting the resources that they needed. So that's where it started.
Filling in those gaps.
Filling in the gaps.
How does that feel, being able to do that and actually watch these young ladies thrive?
So when I look back now and see the students and families that I was taking care of 15 years ago, and see that they're graduating from college and they're walking into great careers, it makes me feel good.
Yeah, I bet. Well, how can our viewers get involved and help you guys with your mission?
So Be Empowered Worldwide.com. They can always go there. We have a GoFundMe page, so they can go there. Right now we're working on collecting or taking in donations to help us with our literacy program for the summer.
Okay, cool.
So that's our greatest need right now. So the GoFundMe page is all for that purpose. And what we'll do is we'll take the money, we'll buy books, hoping to give each girl a set of 10 books so that they can have a book a week to read over the summer. Gotcha. And then we'll have online tutoring and conversation about the books that they read.
All right, lovely.
Yeah.
What's that website again so people can remember it?
www.beempoweredworldwide.com.
I am so excited to be in the kitchen today with David Peterson from Peterson's world famous hot dogs and sausage dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
All
I'm
right.
glad to be here.
I'm so excited that you're here. You've got a nicely dressed hot dog here.
Thank you so
And then we
much.
have one that does not have all the fixins quite yet. But while you're fixing this up, why don't you tell me a little bit about why you started this business and how you got to where you are today?
Well, the reason why I started this business because my grandmother, she actually ran a hot dog stand in New York City.
Really?
Yes, and she had people line up all around the block. So I decided, why not start a hot dog stand in South Carolina?
Yeah.
So when I graduated school, my parents, they invested into a hot dog cart, and I got all the licensing, the permits, and everything that you have to do when you start a food business, and it was all up from there. And then I just kept going with it.
All right, so how often are you at your hot dog cart and where can people find it?
Well, we there for at least about 6 days a week. We pretty much take Sundays off, but we set up Sundays sometime. But they can find us on Irby Street, right at by the Planet Fitness, and the tobacco market is where we set up at, right on the grass platform. That's where we set up at. So you can find us there 6 days a week.
All right, well, why don't you go ahead and tell me what you're going to be putting on here.
All right, first we're going to put some of this world famous hot dog chili, and this is the best chili that you'll ever taste ever in your life. So we're going to start out with that. We're going to put the chili on that hot dog. You got to put the bedding on it. This is the bedding for the hot dog.
What do you say to people that just want a plain hot dog?
Just want a plain hot dog? I say you just want a plain hot dog. You don't want something that's good on
Yeah,
world
that's
famous
what
chili?
I'm thinking.
Come on now.
You got to dress it up.
Then you're going to put this ketchup. Got to have
Love
that ketchup.
it.
Got to have
Ketchup,
it.
mustard.
Then you're going to put mustard. Some people just like a line. Let's do a little line of mustard.
Yeah.
All right. Then you got to have them onions. Sometimes when I ask people, they say, do you want an onion? They're like, yeah, I want some onion. I'm like, okay, relax, calm down. We're gonna put some onions on there for you.
Perfect.
So you got to have onions. Got to put the onions on.
Beautiful.
And that's how you make a perfect hot dog.
As simple as that.
Simple as that. Simple as that. and
All
it tastes
right.
delicious. The flavor is out of this world.
I love it.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
The following portion of Living Local Carolina is sponsored by Conway Medical Center. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on Living Local Carolina. Today I'm at Conway Medical Center, and I'm joined by Dr. David Beck. We're going to get to know you a little bit better.
All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Thanks for being here. I know you're pretty busy because you're an orthopedic surgeon.
We try to stay busy.
My goodness. Did you always know you wanted to go into orthopedics?
No, I tried to avoid it. I came from a family of doctors, and my mom always pushed me out of medicine, yeah, but I got reeled back in.
That's classic, though. I feel like every doctor's like, when they tell their kids they don't want to do it, but you ended up doing it.
Yeah, I did. And I'm really happy I did it in the end. I thought I was going to go into banking for a short period of time, and I worked in New York City, but then went to medical school, also in New York City at NYU, and from there it's history.
What was it like going to NYU for medical school?
It was fun, a lot of distractions, so
Yeah.
it was a little bit hard to keep my nose in the books, but
I see.
we made it through.
Well, what brought you back down the coast?
So really Conway Medical Center did. We'd only visited here our senior week of college, but when we came back and kind of heard the mission of Conway Medical Center and what they wanted to do with the orthopedics program, we decided this was the place for us.
Well, that's awesome. So I've been asking some of the doctors what kind of a day in their life looks like. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so ideally I wake up and I get to spend a little bit of time with my family. Then I head here, and it really depends on the day whether I'm in clinic or in the operating room. So a clinic day starts off around 8 o'clock, hopefully seeing about 30 to 40 patients in that day with a short lunch break, and then go home back to my family.
You see 30 to 40 patients in a day?
Ideally, yeah, on our busier days, that's what we'd like to get through.
And your specialty is in foot and ankles?
That's correct.
Why?
Well, no reason specifically tied to the foot or ankle, but when I did my rotations on that during residency, I just saw the breadth of what you can do with a specialty in foot and ankle. You're treating people with sports injuries, people with arthritis, people with chronic diseases like rheumatoid arthritis that it's really affecting their life. We've done studies comparing people that have foot and ankle pain versus other severe illnesses, and in terms of quality of life, it really is up there with any of the bad ones.
Yeah,
So-
I can see that.
Yeah, so not that I like hanging out with miserable people, but I like being able to help people that are in pain.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to ask, you probably see a wide variety of different types of patients, but is there maybe a typical patient or something you see more often than others?
We see a lot of arthritis. Unfortunately, we see a lot of people with diabetes who are having foot and ankle issues secondary to that. So those are things we see commonly on a day-to-day basis.
What's your favorite part of your job?
The interactions, meeting people sometimes at one of the worst times of their lives and being able to follow them, help them, and then see them on the backside of that too, when they're getting back to the things they love to do.
Yeah, let's talk more about that. What is it like whenever you have a patient that comes back and you probably met them when they were in a lot of pain? How does it feel whenever they feel better?
It's great. Sometimes you're meeting these people in the hospital and you see them, they've got a fracture, you're taking care of it while they're there, and then they come back into the office and it's almost like you're meeting a new person, right? Yeah. They've got a different look on their face. They're not in the hospital gowns anymore. And you're like, who's this person? But you get to see them start getting back to their life, and it's a great feeling.
I love that. Okay, so when you're not seeing 30 to 40 patients in one day, what are you doing in your free time?
Spending time with my family, try to keep active, run, do sports. Son's currently playing baseball, so I'm helping coach that team.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
What's that like?
It's great. It's funny, it's with a couple other orthopedic dads in the area, and we each have a son on the team, and we're getting through it.
That is awesome. Okay, so if somebody's watching this right now and they're thinking, ooh, I need to go see him because my foot has been hurting me and I think I need surgery, what does that process look like for you?
Well, just give us a call. We like to try and get people in same day, next day, as quick as possible, whatever works for your schedule. So If you think you might have a problem, I see anything and everything, whether it's foot and ankle or above. So just give us a call and we're happy to help.
This portion of Living Local Carolina was sponsored by Conway Medical Center.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.